heat will run out the battery faster, but you can do massage and heat at the same time.
That's quite warm. Okay.
Yeah. It's I think the paper said it got up to like 3 to 4 was like the one for like helping with muscle, and it gets up to like 8 degrees Celsius.
Huh.
Not a dangerous level, obviously.
Cool.
Like I said, I don't remember. I don't think the backpack gets to heat. I think that's the only one that does heat. But
You'll have to let me know how they like it.
yeah, I see you skipping all the poles. Thank you, ma'am. Let's do some leg yolks. So you're gonna eat my leg. Oh, that was really nice. I like that. Okay, I like that. I know I'm the worst. Let's go this way. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay.
So I'm just throwing a couple halts and just kind of like challenge her being able to pick herself up.
Okay.
And then even if she will let you have a couple steps of back.
I'm gonna walk over them. All the raised poles this week, just so you know. Unless it's knows. Where are you going?
She says, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I'm over.
The new phone doesn't understand where all the Wi-Fi is yet. It's like, I'm not used to this network. I'm like, God damn it, forgot about this part.
Will she back for you?
She's usually pretty sensitive about backing. Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you treatment. Don't eat my finger. Good. I know, I'm getting all micromanaged on you. Telling you to do.
And it feels pretty good.
As a rider, it feels solid. Yeah.
I mean, they're nice because they are built for horse and rider, where a lot of saddles are just built for rider.
Yeah. Well,
and there are some saddles that are built like just for the horse, and the rider part of it sucks.
yeah. Well, and like,
We're
you know,
a fan of these.
if I had to pick one, obviously I'd go for the horse, especially because they typically.
Well, yeah.
I am the main one, but they do have a lot of people ride them, and it's also nice to have the option. But
Yeah,
like,
I'm a fan of these because they work for both.
but I like that they're not like they're minimal. They're not too much saddle. They're
You're
just kind
nice and close. You can
Yeah.
feel everything.
And you know me, I do all the bareback riding because I hate the inner run.
Well, that one is nice and close. Alright, well, just kind of play around with some circles, do some things. And then the true test is going to be... I mean, I like the fact that she's not pissy about backing up,
Yeah.
because that,
Makes her use all of it.
yeah, that makes her use her hind end a little bit more and use her back a little bit more.
Excellent.
The true test is going to be how she feels. You know, I think you'll be fine to do a little bit of trotting here just to like,
Yeah, just from a test standpoint, nothing crazy.
yeah, we don't, you know, she doesn't have to work hard.
Could also trot in the field if I needed to.
No, I think you'll be fine in here. It's really not bad footing in here.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
She's like, God, bloody hell.
I would can't, like for my horses, I would canter in this footing. This footing's fine.
Well, it's funny because I compare it on like this stuff right here is fine. That side though usually is more wet because that's where the drain
Yeah,
is.
I mean, like that whole end would be fine, and this end is fine.
Yeah, this side's not as bad as it could be.
But no, I would, even with that, I would walk dry canter my horses in here. Most of them, not my clumsy ones.
No? You don't want to slip and die?
No, no.
Dude, I've had so many freaking trees down the last month. It's ridiculous.
On my drunk text list. I'm sorry in advance.
Oh.
I love my students. She did not hydrate well, and now she's drinking, and she's like, "Yep, expect the good drunk text." I'm like, I'm in. So in.
When you ask random horse questions, you're like, why did this come up?
Well, and she hung around. She watched all the like stuff we do with Hannah, the rectal, the tubing, like
Interested in the vet stuff or just horse ownership?
all of the above.
Ignore the crazy. There's people over there. I don't know if he's sweeter. Back here. Nope.
It was Violent Dreamer.
So they got the people in the house over there.
Good. So then see if if you can do just a little more like spiral in, spiral out on a circle, challenging, again, stepping under and moving herself. She seems very content and happy at the moment. But yeah, I had all of us are sitting there trying to eat lunch while the vet is, doing a rectal, and I'm holding her, and like I have her twitch and I have her halter, and then I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, and everyone's like, "What the frickin' A?" I'm like, just get over it.
At some point, you gotta eat.
And like, it is not like, to me, that's not disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing disgusting about a rectal and tubing, like nothing.
Maybe if you're the vet, but yeah.
And we treated this like a colic.
Yeah.
Because we had no real anything else to treat. But again, sedative does not treat colic. Sedative will not help your horse that is thrashing around on the ground.
Yeah.
But it did. So that's why we kind of like, but you would think in the blood work it would show something for a toxin in the CBC. I don't know. It's a little baffling.
Unless it's screening for, unless the screening's too filtered. Maybe there's other screenings that have more broad surges.
Maybe.
Bad plant, I don't know.
We literally told her to throw the book of testing at this horse.
Yeah.
Like, we need to know whatever's going on. And most certainly if another horse pops for whatever reason.
None of the people came from another barn and accidentally carried something?
No.
Dude, there's a spider that came out of the box with this saddle. I was like, I'm sorry, you came from Florida.
No invasive species. No. Well, she seems content and happy.
Okay, I haven't tried to eat my leg. I like that. Oh.
You look like you're sitting pretty level too.
I feel level.
Yeah, I think that weight pad was too much. Like, that's a saddle I would have put Tad pad on.
If you had the half fat then?
You had the brown one, right?
Yeah.
I
But
didn't think about
technically I
that.
still do.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done something like that, or this thin line seems to be pretty okay for now.
I'd say, is the leather pad anything different with the Smart Ride stuff, or is it just a pad? I didn't know it was like
I don't know about the leather pad, because ours is not leather. Ours is more of like a squishy, almost thin liney material.
But I didn't know if like their saddles had issues with like, things being blocked by different
No,
pads.
I don't think so. And I'm sure his pads have something to do with like technology of his gear.
Yeah.
We've never had to use a leather pad, so I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yes, he is very much a trail eating monster.
How long on average does it take them to work on a saddle? Say for the panels, or because you usually don't, upgrade the whole tree, I assume.
I mean, you
said
can,
but-
only if there's like an issue.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with those panels.
No, I just meant in general. Like usually, what kind of is it like a month turnaround, or 'cause you said you drop them off every so often?
I don't know. It depends, because mine's been missing for 8 months.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
So it's a little bit of like, you're sending it,
Yeah.
yell at him. Yell, and be like, I'm sending you my saddle,
Constant
check it
reminder.
out, and if you're going to do anything to it, do it fast, and I need it back.
Yeah. What's he doing on yours? Wasn't it just like the fixing?
He was fixing the tree and replacing the panels. And then he was building Jesse Ann's, which again, like, we had his demo saddle hostage, and it only took him like 2 months to build Elizabeth's saddle,
Yeah.
but
Well,
we were
I'm
holding
sure-
shit hostage.
I'm sure he's got some triage thing going on too,
And now,
and if he's dealing with any supply stuff.
yeah, well, and Jesse Ann's saddle was ordered over a year ago now.
Nah.
All right, so once you kind of feel like she looks really happy. She looks content.
She kind of feels like she's in a zen.
All right, good. Let's try to keep that zen and bump her up a little to some trot.
All right. Well, let me not start on the wettest part.
Yeah, yeah. But you can start thinking about encouraging her a little more energy, getting her prepared to go up to the trot, and just being, up tall and strong, staying nice and stable, so that if she takes a quick step, that you don't end up in the back of the saddle. And just let her have, long and soft. Oh, you're such a pill. Good, long and soft. Good girl.
I'm just trying to let her think about it.
Yeah. Again, we're playing a little deciphering game of
Yeah, I'm just trying to let her feel it.
how her spine itself feels.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't eat me.
Good. That's fantastic. And we sure as hell try. Good reminder. Make it down the next long side and then let her walk. I'm liking this Clo-Clo. Good. Don't overthink it. And then walk. Good. And then just do a change direction. Well, that was happy.
Yeah, she definitely was like, let me think.
Well, and again, like we have the challenge again of
Back
we know
extension.
there's something wrong with her back.
Little pad thing. More for, like, obviously you can ride in it, and I'll try that, but I'm really more interested in, like, the lunging aspect of it. See how they do with that. Get some entertaining text messages over there.
Yeah, she's like, and this is one of my nervous riders. She's newer.
Alcohol makes you brave.
She joined the distance team, and she's like, I forgot to tell you, Dash was not happy about the lack of logs, so he decided to jump puddles, and all the other horses were spooking at bridges and stuff, and he was like, move out of the way, I got this, and he is a trail eating monster.
Right.
And she's saying it's getting easier and easier that Miss Lauren and Miss Elizabeth know what they're doing. And I was like, that's fantastic, we'd sure try. And she's actually, today Sarah said that she really likes you, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking love Lauren. She cares about being safe, but also like, go fucking do it.
Yeah. Get it
Like,
done.
yes, you have to, like, there's points where you're like, okay, we can take a step back, and there's other points of like, just go.
Get it over with. Now you're.
And Kelsey, like, she gets it. She's a very capable rider. Like, very capable rider. So stuck in her head and so nervous about things that she shouldn't, like, there's no reason to be nervous about.
Yeah, you're just overthinking it.
I'm like, you can walk, trot, canter just fine. You've been on this pony for
Yep.
months now. She's not my personal retard.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What is the problem?
you're fine. So when I sent her out the first distance ride of like, it was a pretty intense trail ride. It's pretty intense. She came back, she's like, holy shit. And I was like, see, you're fine.
We survived.
And so now this intro stuff, because she's actually just doing intro and not the extreme stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, this is so easy. And I wasn't scared at all today. I'm like, see, pushing you
That's the
worked.
goal. That's why we jump higher and harder at home before we show.
I'm like, it's so easy.
I don't know if I told you, but Ariana was a girl who started riding with Seedon with me.
Yeah.
And she graduated and now is at UMD, and she just got her first eval lesson, and she got a C on the A through E, which she's very happy with, and now she's helping to be an assistant instructor.
Sweet.
She's been there for like 2 weeks on that. So I'm like, I'm in the ranks, but she was like, I thought Mocha was big, and I know you told me she's not, but holy shit, these horses are huge. I was like, good, they're for adults. They should be big. I was like, I tried to tell you guys, they're not. These are little horses here.
All right, let's go back to trot and see how Chloe feels.
She She also gave a salute to Silver because she rode a horse like him.
Oh, did she?
She's like, I all of a sudden appreciate Silver.
Oh, look at this mare.
I'm not trying to kill you. Good girl. Oh, you can't stop her.
Keep going, Chloe. Give it a chance.
I don't know what you're looking at. Just ignore it.
Good girl. Yeah, I don't see how that saddle's too small for you.
Yeah, it doesn't feel small. I don't even notice the back of the saddle, but it feels good. Whereas the 19-inch, obviously, I didn't notice the back of the saddle in the 19-inch, but that was half the problem. Is like I didn't know where it was.
Look at her.
She feels
All
really
right, we're gonna challenge. Take her over a single trot pole at the end.
good. Oh, Jesus, sorry, buddy.
Like, just stay out of her way. This is gonna be a little bit of like a how do you feel test because she's gonna have to pick herself up. So just be ready to stay up tall. Don't pitch yourself forward.
I'll do that one in front of you. I lied. We're gonna circle this one.
I was like, you just do the blue one.
I'll do that one and change direction.
Yeah, we're just challenging a little of like how she feels. Good. Look at this. You're able to put your leg on.
Good girl.
Yep. So throw in maybe that
Silver.
half raised on the end there. Little blue, purpley, whatever the hell that is.
Silver.
Yeah, that one. All right, go for the center. Do the two. And again, just stay up and tall. Nice and supportive. So really hold your core. Like hold it tight, 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 tight.
A long time ago.
And raise poles.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Tad, but apparently I do a good job too.
I can tell you, it was before September.
Look at her.
I definitely didn't get these out of the other saddle.
I'm so glad you have this recorded. Like, this is a happy horse. Good. Go ahead and let her come down to a walk.
Whew. Good girl. Making me work. I'm getting him. I'm getting him.
Hot.
I like it.
I think your horse is telling you something.
I think it's a keeper.
Again, we're going to be fighting some back issues on and off.
But as long as we can make progress, that's the goal.
I think, like,
Not backwards.
I think Chloe has claimed
Yeah, she
Steak.
likes it.
I think you need to ride the other ponies in it just to, like,
Yeah, I'm planning to ride tomorrow because it's supposed to be a decent day tomorrow.
so the true test is going to be do a change of direction, let her walk another lap, and then we're going to ask for the trot one more time.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like, it
Yeah,
took her a sec to figure out that she could do it because, again, the first time you got on her last time, it was very unpleasant for her.
Yes.
She made it very clear. We
Yes.
ended on an okay note. It wasn't where we could have ended,
Yes.
but I don't think
For
we
the
should have
day, it
pushed
was a
her
good place to end.
any farther
Yeah.
than we did. Because the fact that she came back to earth after, like, as pissed off as she was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So being able to actually do ground pulls of no fuss, no muss, no nothing.
And she stretched for a
And
couple.
yes, she's been happier to pick up the trot and not being a total bitch.
Yes.
Uh,
So I'm definitely riding the bays tomorrow because I got a full day. I might get on her, whether it's a light scale or an actual hack, but if she does feel good, would it be too early to try a light canter? Or would we just
I would hold off.
Okay, so just some trot work then.
I would say have a very consistent feel of her and how she feels at the trot.
Okay.
You know, kind of because you haven't had any consistent rides on this horse.
Nah, yeah, not
So, if she's on a day that she's just not feeling it,
yeah.
and you haven't really noticed that it's her not just being a bitch, you know what I mean? Like I want really nice, consistent
Okay.
trot work with her.
Yeah, that's fine. I was
And
just curious.
then, you know, if you're
I
gonna
don't
do
wanna
a
rush it.
canter, it needs to be like alongside of just like, think rehab of just
Yeah,
straight
no,
line.
I was only gonna ask her to go straight. I
Yeah,
wasn't-
straight line, you know,
Wasn't
straight
gonna
through the
hold back,
field, or if she goes out on a hack.
I probably won't bring her trail riding till after those shots. So-
But I
would like to at least get some type of canter in before the shots. But
Yeah,
I
I-
still got like 3 weeks for that, so.
no, I would think get a little more, just make sure she's happy.
Yeah.
And if you got work like that, so like, we're gonna go a little cray cray right now. See how she trots.
Yeah.
Like truly, see how she trots. Go ahead and ask her to trot.
Okay.
We're kind of full force crash testing this shit right now. Get your energy back. Good, send her forward. Good girl, good. Look at this horse.
All stretchy. What are you looking at? Come on.
Good, send her on. Keep encouraging that forward stretch. All right, you ready for some dumb shit?
I was gonna go over the silver. What do you got in mind?
Go over the silver and then canter this good long side. Just go. Just like, don't overthink it. Get past the mud. Set her up in the corner. Think about yielding out. Add a little energy. Push her out. Think about cantering in the corner. So as you step to the straight. Push her out. Think about cantering in the corner. So as you step to the straight. Go ahead. Alrighty, think half halt. Back to trot, hands forward, let her stretch. Good, let her come down and walk. She's like, we're gonna do it again?
She's like, where are we going? I lost the camera halfway, but that's okay. Sometimes it's too fast in the dark.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay.
It felt
that was
good.
that was for our purpose.
The transition was much better than the last one. No bucking.
She looked willing.
Yeah.
So I would say don't. That,
No, that-
I wanted that as like a, she looks good.
Just a
If we're
preview.
gonna push some buttons, let's push them right now.
Yeah.
Because you are, you know, trialing this saddle.
Yeah.
To me, I see a big difference.
To see his clinic, but yeah.
But it's like, when it comes to this saddle fitting, that is the creature that's gonna tell you.
Yes. And you
Not
need,
a machine.
you need, she's the reason I even started looking in the first place. You need horses like her.
But it's like, it's not a machine. It's not a
Because Dreamer will
measurement.
just take whatever you give her.
But it's not even a measurement. Like, again, I have horses that if you actually look at the saddles that are on their backs,
yeah.
would I buy those or fit those saddles to the horse? Fuck no.
Yeah.
Like, truly, no one thinks they fit. Not me, not the saddle fitter, not nothing. But the second we change their saddle,
They're pissed
their
off.
attitude changes. And they turn shitty, or they buck, or they whatever. And I'm like,
Well, it also
but they're
like,
happy in that saddle. And I'm like, what
But
the
I
fuck
think at
ever?
some point too, they all get used to something, whether that's good or bad.
Well,
If they
and
found a
but
place to
it's-
get comfortable with it.
It's one of those things, like, ours get changed. Elizabeth and I look at them every month.
Yeah.
And then every 6 months we have a fitter come out. So no one's in a saddle that doesn't fit for very long, if that, you know, because we check them because they change so much.
Yeah.
And this horse has changed a lot. So she's probably been in five or six different. Out. Think about cantering in the corner. So as you step to the straight. Go ahead. Alrighty, think half halt. Back to trot, hands forward, let her stretch. Good, let her come down and walk. She's like, we're gonna do it again?
She's like, where are we going? I lost the camera halfway, but that's okay. Sometimes it's too fast in the dark.
That's okay. That's okay.
It felt
good.
good.
That was for our purpose.
The transition was much better than the last one. No bucking.
She looked willing.
Yeah.
So I would say don't. That,
No, that-
I wanted that as like a, she looks good.
Just a
If we're gonna
preview.
push some buttons, let's push them right now.
Yeah.
Because you are, trialing this saddle.
Yeah.
To me, I see a big difference